evening, people. Good evening indeed. We are here, Unai Emery tactics, the 4-4-2 formation. He got them from 16th to damn near 8th or something. I don't know where he got them from, but they are in the Conference League next season, and I'm very excited to see what they can do in the summer. But as you can see right here, before we get into the full tactics, we've got Ollie Watkins, Buendia, John McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Dendonka, Jacob Ramsey, young superstar in the making. We've got Moreno, Mings, Konsa, Cash, Martinez. We've got Duran on the bench, Bailey, Tielemans, Kamara, Olsen, Chambers, of course, and then Lucas Digne. We do also have Coutinho and Diego Carlos on the bench with a few other players like a Traore, of course. It will be very interesting to see what signings are made. Of course, they've already gone and made the Tielemans signing. So I am very excited to see what they could do next. I did hear today, literally I was looking at my phone like a few minutes ago, they are linked with a potential signing of Pau Torres from Villarreal. Of course, Emery's worked with them before, and I think he would take this team's defensive levels to the next level. And of course, that Spanish partnership happening on this left-hand side would look quite nice nonetheless. But yes, let's hop into it. As you can see here, for the normal formation that we would go with, it's just the 4-4-2 holding. So you would have two DMs. It wouldn't be two 8s. It's two DMs. You know, this is what it is. Anyway, point being, tactics. I've gone up with a press after possession loss. Like Aston Villa in real life, they are absolute flies everywhere you look. They're just humming around you, making sure you're uncomfortable all the time. And that is what they're really good at doing. So Emery's implemented a press after the loss of possession. They do try and maintain possession, but at the same time, they don't have the full quality to do so. So their width is set at 45, and they kind of play a low block because the likes of Mings, only Mings really, is not fast enough to play a high-paced, high line. So a 40, maybe you could even drop it to 35. You could sometimes play it as a 45, but I would say if you have Tyrone Mings in your team and you want to use these set of tactics, go with this. It makes the most sense. As for the offense, build-up play, we've gone with a fast build-up. Of course, the likes of Ollie Watkins and Buendia up front. They are quite pacey, and of course Ollie Watkins scored a lot of his goals on the counter last season. So fast build-up and forward runs, that is your chance creation that you'll go for. As for the width, we have it set on 50, but you'll see we don't really play with wingers with this formation. We mainly use the fullbacks / wingbacks in order to get those crosses into the likes of Ollie Watkins, Buendia, John McGinn potentially, and Jacob Ramsey. Players in the box, we've got 2, so it's only set on 4 out of the 10. Corners sit on 4 as well as the free kicks. I don't know why I said as well as so many times there, but that is what I've done. As for the instructions, we've got Martinez, of course, Emi Martinez, World Cup winner. Many people thought that Emery would just hate him and want to sell him, but he's one of the cornerstones of this team, if you ask me. Vice captain, potential future captain, who knows? But we have him set on come for crosses. You can have him as a super keeper, but because that you are going to be playing a semi-low block, it doesn't make sense. So just have him come for crosses. He'll throw a lot of punches, catch the ball a lot more, and so on. So yeah, as for your 2 centre backs, these 2 boys, of course, just normal. I wouldn't really mess with it. You can have it as a step up, but it kind of throws them out of position. And if you're maintaining a low block, you need your players to be structured and formatted quite well. I don't even know if I use formatted there correctly, but anyway, yes, so just have them set on normal. As for Moreno and Cash, we have both got them set on join the attack and overlap. Like I said before, they are going to be your outlet balls from the wide areas. They're going to be firing in those crosses to make sure that you can score goals. So yes, these are your guys going forward. These guys will provide you your width. Now, essentially, Ashley Young was playing here last season, and to be fair, Ashley Young was not always getting forward. He would somewhat drop into midfield or drop in form of back 3, and it was mainly Alex Moreno who was bombing forward. That man was a winger. I don't know why he played at left back. He was an outright winger at times, and it just it didn't look at times like Villa were playing with a back 4. But so I do have it more balanced with Cash and Moreno getting forward. But if you would want, and it would make the most sense to me as well, you could have it as a mixed attack. And then when Moreno goes forward, Cash somewhat stays back. But I have it set on overlap and join the attack for both sides. As for the 2 holding midfielders, we've got Dendonka, who's set on cut passing lanes, cover the wing position and then drift wide. So he will be more or less drifting between the left and the right back position, making sure that those areas are quite solidified and as well as defensively sound. As for the other man, Douglas Luiz, we have him on cut passing lanes, aggressive interceptions, and the deep lying playmaker. Now, you can have him on get forward, but just to maintain more solidity and defensive soundness, just balanced is good as well. But he is more or less the guy that gets forward out of the two a lot more. As for your wingers, whoops, I'm going to Buendia too quickly. As for your wingers, we're not really playing them as wingers. It's more of like a midfield square, if you ask me. But both of them have the same instructions. Come back on defense. Let me go into it. Come back on defense, cut inside, come short, and aggressive interceptions. So you want McGinn and Ramsey both like just playing as number 10s, essentially, backing up the likes of Buendia, who will drop into the midfield from time to time, but we'll get there. So yeah, you want them coming a bit short, interchanging passes with the midfield, with the attack, and just muddying up that midfield area for the opposition, because most games are won and lost in the midfield, and if you have 4 midfielders to your opponent's 3 and sometimes 2, it does tend to get overridden and you win the midfield battle. So that is my thinking behind why Emery's gone and done that. But as you can see here, as for Jacob Ramsey, we have got all the instructions set on there. Right, now we get on to the good stuff, the attack. Always the attack. Emi Buendia, he is set on drift wide, plays a false 9. Of course, he is a striker, but he is also a winger. And what Emery's managed to do with him is absolutely incredible. Just having him as like an in and around second-esque striker. He wins a lot of headers for a guy of his height. I don't know how tall he is exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's not over like 5'10". But I could be wrong. Fact check. Anyway, drift wide, false 9, come back on defense. So he will more or less always be playing behind the likes of Ollie Watkins or whoever you want as your striker. But as for Ollie Watkins, you can have it on drift wide and you can have it on stay central. I have it on balanced because I want him to do all those things at once in a game. Getting behind is the most important. He's got pace to burn and defenses to outrun. Aggressive interceptions, of course, you want him pressing from the front, and he is the most forward guy. So have him on stay forward. He is your outlet ball for the offense. So yes, good evening, goodbye. Thank you very much. Subscribe if you are new, and smash the like button if you would like. I'm out.